Going on, guys? Cover Killer Nation here. Concertpalooza continues tonight. You know what tonight was? I've been foretelling it for over a month. Watain. That's right, Watain, down in Mr. Small's, the same location where I went to see Triptychon, alongside Goatwhore, alongside Black Anvil, alongside Storm King and Victims of Contagion. I was not aware that there was going to be two other bands on here. I thought there was just going to be the 3 instead of 5. So this review might actually be a little bit more lengthy than I imagined. We're going to see. We're going to have some fun. So let's get right down to it. Awesome show. I do have some highlights. I do have some lowlights, just like I always usually do in the cover killer sense. Cover killer pride. Come on, let's go. Let's go and start with Victims of Contagion, the first band that was on the bill tonight, and they are a local Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania product. And I actually scored their a CD of theirs of some variety, thanks to the lead singer who I was able to meet after taking a cigarette break after one of the band's sets. I believe it was Storm King's set. And so that was a really cool experience and a neat way to kind of get a little freebie from the show. I gotta say to you, man, you're an awesome guy. Really, really cool. What you said to your wife. This guy actually gave a shout-out to his wife at the end of the show. Really, really awesome. Took a lot of stones, took a lot of nads, took a lot of gajones. I got to give you a lot of accolade for that. The stage presence, though, man, you're kind of just getting started and everything like that, because there's been apparently some lineup changes. The stage presence, definitely get a little bit more comfortable with it, man, because you're really good. You are a killer singer. You did a fucking death cover of Pull the Plug. That was fucking badass. That was an incredible cover. Not to mention, your band has a very tight sound and definitely is well. You're going to be a great fixture. I think if you guys continue to grow in popularity, you seem to have a really good following in the Pittsburgh, PA area. Just keep it up. I think that that's going to be really good for you. You guys could actually get onto the map and really make some positive leads as far as developing a real career, because you guys definitely have it. You just need to work a little bit on that stage presence, brother. But aside from that, killer show, man. Gotta love it. Up next, we have Storm King. I have never heard of Storm King before. I had no idea who they were. From what I was able to distinguish from their introduction, their lead singer is extremely nervous. He has really, really bad anxiety, and apparently he knows Victims of Contagion's wife, the lead singer's wife, or something like that. He wore a T-shirt just for her. A little creepy. As for the music is kind of like this cornucopia, this artist palette of multiple styles. There's times where I felt like this was Meshuggah-like time signatures, only not for mathletes. They just sort of had the Meshuggah sound to them, but you didn't have to exactly be a genius in order to determine what the hell they were doing. At times they were kind of deathy, at times they were kind of thrashy, at times they were really, really core. This is what I would call what a band would be, with a partridge in a pear tree, only the partridge in the pear tree has just gotten liquefied by mustard gas. Killed the partridge in the pear tree, but unfortunately they also killed the crowd. This is my Kellogg's Satanic Rice Krispie Treats disappointment of the night. That's, of course, Satanic Rice Krispie Treats, the best treat to trick your friends into treating on. And the reason why is because you remember that old saying that they used to say on, I think it was Sesame Street, way back in the day, one of these things is not like the other, one of these things just doesn't belong. Well, this band didn't belong at this show. They belong at a core show with bands such as Protest the Hero, A Hero Destroyed, blah, 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 blah. They deserve to be in one of those, 6-band convocation core shows where people just go to hardcore dance in slow motion and act like that they're, all hardcore robots and slam into each other and totally ignore the music, but yet still, applaud and scream and be retarded just because they're at a show, and that's all that matters. It doesn't matter who it is. They're just at a show. It's a concert, goddammit. But yeah, this band really just offered me nothing. Their songs were extremely lengthy, which typically is no problem for me. But for me, for this style of music, for what they were doing, does not work whatsoever. I originally thought maybe I would get some of their stuff and just, kind of see if I'd like it in the studio as opposed to live. However, after the show, I just, no, not going to happen. Storm King, sorry, you are the loser. You are in the loser circle. You have earned the Kellogg's Satanic Rice Krispie Treats, the best treat to trick your friends into treating on. Disappointment of the night. Sorry, guys. You are the weakest link. Sorry about your damn luck. that brings us to Black Anvil. This is Black Anvil's new album, Triumvirate. And let me tell you, I was more of a fan of their 2008 album, but live, these guys are electric. These guys are really awesome. Basically, that dead crowd I was telling you about, yeah, talk about getting a nice injection. Talk about, remember Final Fantasy VII, guys? Whenever you were younger and you were a gamer nerd, and Final Fantasy VII, they had those things called Phoenix Downs that recovered people whenever they were dead, whenever they were beyond saving. You used the Phoenix Down and they rose from the ashes like the mighty Phoenix. Well, that's exactly what Black Anvil did to this crowd. It really illuminated them. Now, there's one thing that I definitely have to say. This is something that I really have to say. This has nothing to do with their music being bad or anything like that, because their music's really, really good. You should listen to their studio stuff. But man, oh man, there were some moments during this show where I thought to myself, this is a three-piece band. It really reminds me, it's a very black and thrash type thing. There's a little bit of Dark Throne in there. There's a little bit of Satyricon in there. There's something there that I can't put my finger on because it's black. There's a little bit of Black Anvil in there, man, because it's really unique and original. But if this three-piece band became a four-piece band and added a second guitar player where one guy was not completely dependent upon playing each and every note of the guitar, wow. This band could be really scary good. And I'm talking like really scary good. There are some moments where you can just envision something in the background, where it just seems like there should be a dual layer going on there. You have your bass going on, it's going great, everything's fine. You have your guitar player doing his thing, your drummer's, drumming up a storm, acting like a motherfucking beast. But there's just there's that gap there where you just think there could be something right there, and it would be really awesome. And I really think, Black Anvil, if you're out there, I love your music the way that it is. Don't get me wrong. However, if you add that fourth layer, that fourth dynamic, that fourth dimension, so to speak, man, oh man, oh man, you guys are going to be scary good. You guys are already on the fast track to becoming one of the hotter bands. To come out of 2010 with this album that you just released, it's great stuff. However, just kind of consider that, mull that around in your head a little bit. Just let it congeal a little bit. Which, of course, moves us on to Goatwhore. I had absolutely no idea that 75% of this crowd, for one, knew who Goatwhore were, and secondly, were absolutely fucking fanatical for them. Which, okay, they're the second, band on this, ticket, so obviously that should be something where they would know them. However, man, oh man, I had no clue that Goatwhore had such a really positive Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and surrounding area following. This was a band that whenever they hit the stage, the crowd went nuts. They went crazy. And I do mean crazy. The pit just went insane. And I do have video. I have video. I'm not sure how great the video is going to sound or even look. However, there's like a little red cascading, silhouette around the lead singer because of the lighting and stuff like that. It's a cool video to check out. If the sound sucks, just turn the sound all the way down to like 5% or something like that, and just admire the camera work a little bit. Because I gotta say, I'm a little impressed with myself, which I don't typically jack myself off like that on camera. But hey, what can I say? Sometimes I have to do it whenever I'm proud of myself. Shit, man, you do it. Fuck you. But yeah, lots and lots of people like this band in this area, and I had no clue. I had no idea. Really, really good to see, though, because Goatwhore is a really good band. They're out of Louisiana. I really consider them kind of a black and thrash band. They have a lot of speed to them, a lot of, just kick you right square in the teeth and then kick you right in the nuts whenever you're down there trying to find your lost teeth. Style of metal, definitely awesome stuff. This was a lot of fun, though. I got to say this. I really do. I hate complaining about stuff. I really do. And it has nothing to do with the bands or the music. It really doesn't. It doesn't at all. There's a dude that's in the mosh pit that apparently was a rejected linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He probably didn't make the cut or, failed a drug test because this guy looked like he had HGH written all over him. Barry Bonds would have been jealous of his muscle and probably his goatee. White guy, though, so maybe Barry wouldn't have been so jealous. He'd probably been like, I'm a bad man, motherfucker, and you ain't got shit on me. I don't know. I don't know Barry. Barry's kind of a weird guy. But at any rate, man, the purpose of a mosh pit is not to go in and literally shove people to the point where they are flying across the ground, flipping over, over and over and over, as though you were trying to push an offensive lineman, or really trying to get into a position to sack a quarterback or something like that. That's just not what it is. And let me tell you, it got to the point where it was really annoying for all the people around it, not to mention the people in the pit. And whenever someone finally was able to get this guy on his ass, there was a pop for that too. So, I mean, this is something you bred and you did upon yourself. So I'm not going to say much, but just, dude, Like, you're kind of at like an 11. Dial it back a little bit to like about a 6 or a 7. Mosh pits are fun. What you were doing, though, that was borderline dangerous. It's kind of weird coming from a metal guy to say something's dangerous, but fuck, man, that was a little overboard. Just gonna say it. If you're watching this video and you don't like my opinion, that's fine. Fuck you too, but whatever. Time to move on to the main event, Watain. This is, of course, Lawless Darkness, which was released just this year. I, of course, did a review on this particular album that a lot of people seem to not like. Whatever. But at any rate, they came on. There were 3 faintly lit candles that you saw on the entire on the stage before they even came on. There's a very homely, a very religious almost atmosphere to it, and it makes perfect sense. You know why? Because Brendan Smalls, or Mr. Smalls as it really is, but I call it Brendan Smalls because it's kind of hilarious. Well, it used to be a church. In fact, it looks like it used to be a cathedral of some variety. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Watain, a band that reinvents the term evil, that reinvents the term Satan, is playing at what used to be a church. And my God, did they take advantage of that. You better bet your ass that they did. Because they knew that, the crowd knew that, the irony was in the air, Satan was in the horizon, Satan was in the building. This was absolutely out of this world, out of this planet. So far, this has got to be the highlight out of all these concerts that I've seen thus far. This was an atmosphere that was unlike no other. This was rabid. This was absolutely cult-like. It was almost as though he was hailing us. He was moving us forward through a ritual of sounds, a ritual of words, a ritual of structure, and that every single one of us was reacting in the appropriate fashion, and every single one of us was participating in the mass with him, so to speak, was just fantastic. See these glasses right here? I lost these halfway through whenever the pit got a little close, because you know what? I started off kind of in the back. By the time that show was done, I was in the front. I'm lucky. I'm lucky that I found those things. They were right up against the guard barrier. I'm lucky the damn things aren't broken. But you know what? That's what you do. You make sacrifices for these shows. I was about ready to just walk out and leave them behind. Leaving behind the fallen soldier of my glasses and my spectacles. The spectacles that give me the vision in order to tell you guys what's good and what sucks. But I didn't. I found them. It was awesome. Fantastic show by Watain. They came out. They did an amazing encore. There were chants. There were loud chants. There was clapping. There were horns. There was loud, rabid yelling for these guys to come back on. And let me tell you, they were professional about it. They were very, very professional about it. Really cool experience. Overall, great concert, except for Storm King. Storm King, sorry, just don't like you. Fuck off. Have a nice day. What are we going next? Where are we going next, ladies and gentlemen? I'll tell you where we're going next. This coming Friday, we are going back to the same venue because it's time for us to see Dimmu Borgir, which is third time seeing him, whatever, and Enslaved. Be jealous. Watch the videos. I'm sure I'll post them up. Like I said, the sound quality might suck, but enjoy it for what it is. Enjoy what the perspective was live in the crowd from Cover Killer Nation. Take care, guys. Have a good night. Long live motherfucking metal!